cafe along the road. I used to go there quite a bit. Oh, here's I stopped. I used to like that place. Spent quite a bit of time there. It was before I went away. And just before. I think that place had a lot to do with it. They were all a bit older than I was. But they always used to listen. I thought they understood what I said. I mean, I used to talk to them. I talked too much. That was my mistake. Same with factory. Standing there on the breaks, I would talk about things. And these men, they used to listen whenever I had anything to say. It was all right. Trouble was, I used to have these kind of hallucinations. No, they weren't hallucinations. I used to get the feeling that I could see things very clearly. Everything was so clear. Everything used to get really quiet. Everything got very quiet. Now it's quiet. It's clear sight. Clear. Maybe I was wrong. Anyway, someone must have said something. I don't know anything about it. Well, this kind of line must have just gotten around. And this line went around. People started to get funny. In the cafe. In the factory. I could understand it. But one day they took me to a hospital right outside of London. They got me there. I didn't want to go. Anyway, I tried to get out quite a few times, but it wasn't very easy. They asked me questions in there. They got me in. They asked me all sorts of questions. Well, I told them what I thought they wanted to know. What my thoughts were. Then one day, this man, this doctor, I guess, the head one, he was the man of he was quite a man of distinction. Though I wasn't very sure about that. But he called me and he told me I had something. He concluded they concluded their examination, and that's what he said. He said that he showed me this pile of papers, and he said that I had something, some kind of complaint. He said, well, just that. That's what but you've got this thing. That's your complaint. And we've decided, he said, that in your interests, there's only one course we can take. He said, but I can't exactly remember how he put it. But he said, we're going to do something to your brain. He said that if we don't, that you'll be in here for the rest of your life. But if you do, then you stand a chance. You can go out, he said, and live like the others. What do you want to do to my brain? I asked him. And he just repeated what he said. Well, no, I'm not a fool. I knew that I was a minor, and I knew that he couldn't do anything to me without getting permission. I knew that he had to get permission from my mother. So I wrote to her and I told her what they were trying to do, and she signed the form. You see, giving them the permission. I know because they showed me her signature when I showed up, when I brought it up, and then that time when I tried to escape, I spent 5 hours sawing at one of the bars in the window of the ward, right through the dark. They used to shine a torch over the beds every half hour. So I timed it just right, and then it was And then it was almost done. Right next to me, this guy has a fit. Right next to me, the guy has a fit. And then anyway, so they caught me. Anyway, they caught me. And about a week later, they came around. They said they're gonna do this thing to my brain. We were all supposed to have it done in this ward, and they came around and they did it one at a time, one a night. I was one of the last, and I could see quite clearly what they did to the others. They used to come around with these I don't know what they were. They look like these big pincers, these wires that they're attached to this little machine. It was electric. And they used to hold a man down, and then the chief doctor, he used to fit them on either side of the man's skull and keep him there. And then he'd take him off. They'd cover the man up, and they wouldn't touch him again until later on. Some used to put up a fight. Most of them didn't. They just lay there. But anyway, they're coming around to me. The night they came, I got up and I stood against the wall. They told me to get on the bed. And I knew that they had to get me on the bed, because if they did it while I was standing up, they might break my spine. So I stood up, and then one or two of them came for me, and well, I was younger then, much stronger than I am now. I was quite strong then. So anyway, I laid one of them out, and I had this other one I had around the throat, and then suddenly the chief comes up, and he's got the pincers on my skull, and I know he's not supposed to do it when I'm standing up. Anyway, he did it. So I didn't get out. I got out of the place, but I couldn't walk very well. I don't think my spine was damaged. That was all right. The trouble was with my thoughts. My thoughts. They become very slow, and I couldn't think at all. I couldn't get my thoughts together. I never could quite get my thoughts together. So it was. I couldn't hear what people were saying. I couldn't look to the right or to the left. I had to look straight in front of me. And if I turned my head around, I couldn't keep upright. And then I had these headaches. I used to sit in my room. This is when I lived with my mother and my brother. He's younger than me. And I laid everything out, everything in order in my room. All the things I knew that were mine, but I didn't die. Thing is, I should have been dead. I should have died. I should have died. But anyway, I feel a lot better now. But I don't talk to people now. I steer clear of places like that cafe. I never go into them now. I don't talk to anybody. Anyone like that. I've often thought of going back and finding that man who did it to me. But I want to do something first. I want to build that shed up there by the garden.